simply, how can Tego Advisory as an RPO help you? Well, if we could click, it's simple. We're going to help you reduce risk. And it's more than just the compliance risk. As I intoned, we use 171 as a security framework when we're doing assessments in a lot of cases. It's a legitimate tool that highlights specific practices you should have in place to reduce cybersecurity risk also. That's where we come in. It's all about, and that's our mission at Tego Security Audit and Compliance, to reduce risk for our clients. And that's what we can do, to sum it up, to help you. Quickly, we'll go to, I want to talk about some more details because I mentioned them. I want to reiterate them. So I talked a lot about Tego Security Audit and Compliance. I mentioned databrackets as a certified, excuse me, third-party assessment organization. This is the breakdown, and it hasn't changed, by the way, as you have seen with version 2. This relationship still exists. So what do you have? You have Tego on one side, helping you essentially identify all the controls that you need. We're going to test you against those controls. We're going to ensure those controls are in place and reportable and repeatable. And we're going to help you engage databrackets if you are at maturity level 2. Remember, anybody that has CUI will be at level 2. We'll bring in the C3PAO to do the certification. Now, here's something I want to say. I was saying what needs to be done, and I talked about level 1. You don't need a certification. You can do a self-assessment and report it. There's risk with that. Even at half of level 2, you may be able to do a self-assessment. But guess what? Having an organization like databrackets come in and give you a certification, because they can, and it's a legit certification, just like I have a certified information systems auditor certification. You have that badge that says you've actually been tested and held the task by an authorized entity by the CMMC authorization board, the C3PAO, that you have fully attested to that and that you're under maintenance. And what does that do for you? Well, it's a business decision, but I'll tell you, it will help you get business, because we're going to see a culling of organizations in the supply chain. It will become more competitive. I mean, you're like, well, how does culling make things more competitive? Because you will have only the strongest in the supply chain still there. How do you differentiate yourself when you're amongst the strongest suppliers and subcontractors in the DIB? It's simple. You get a full certification. So that's how Tego, working with databrackets, can bring this together and get you to a point where, one, you've eliminated or reduced substantially your compliance risk, you've reduced your overall security risk, and we've differentiated you in the supply chain so as you may get more contracts. It's an important thing. I want to let that settle. I hope that generates some questions, because that's a key thing to understand why we're presenting this. You may not be required by the law. You may be required just de facto by the business that you're in.
For more information, click on the link below or visit databrackets.com.